To all my One Talks, all my fellow Papua New Guineans, a massive, happy 50th anniversary. What a day, eh? 50 years ago, we brought our supreme law into being. So for this explainer, we're going to take a look at this incredible document that has been our guide on this amazing journey. Just think about it like this. When you build a house, a proper house, you need a plan, right? A blueprint? Well, our Constitution, that is the blueprint for our nation for Papua New Guinea. It is the master plan our tumbunas, our founding fathers and mothers, drew up to build a strong, a fair, and a free country for every single one of us. Man, these words right here from the preamble, they are probably the most powerful words in the whole thing. It's that last part that gets me every time. Give to ourselves. Just let that sink in. This wasn't something handed down to us by someone else. No way. This came from us. We, the people of Papua New Guinea, we gave this to ourselves. Okay, so before you even start drawing that blueprint, you have a dream, yeah? A dream of what that house will be like. Well, our national dream is captured right at the very beginning of the Constitution in what we call the National Goals and Directive Principles. These are the values that hold up our entire nation. These 5 goals, they are the absolute heart and soul of our country. They say that every single person should have the chance to grow and develop, that we should all be equal, that we must stand on our own 2 feet as an independent nation, that we have to protect our beautiful land and resources for our kids and their kids, and, so important, that we must do all of this in our own Papua New Guinean ways. This is the dream that guides every law.
All right, so how do we actually build this dream? Any good house blueprint needs strong pillars to hold the roof up, right? Well, in Section 99, our Constitution sets up 3 massive pillars for our government. This is super important because it keeps everything balanced, so no one part gets too powerful.
It's actually a pretty simple system, but it's genius. So first you have the parliament, our leaders that we vote for. Their job is to make the laws. Then you have the national executive, that's the government. Their job is to actually implement the laws, to get things done. And finally, the judiciary, our courts and judges. They are the referees. They interpret the laws. By keeping them separate, we protect our democracy. Simple as that. A house is just an empty building without people inside. And our blueprint, our Constitution, it is all about protecting the people inside our national home. A huge, huge part of it is all about the basic rights and freedoms that belong to every single one of us, no matter who you are or where you come from. Now, the Constitution is really clever here. It talks about 2 different kinds of rights. First, you have fundamental rights, like the right to life in Section 35. These are absolute, non-negotiable. But then you have qualified rights, like freedom of expression. Now, these can be limited by law, but, and this is the key part, only if those limits are reasonable and necessary for the good of the whole community. It's all about finding that balance, And just look at what this blueprint guarantees us. It's your right to life, your freedom from being treated badly, your right to a fair go under the law, the freedom to think and believe what you want, the right to vote, the right to be treated as an equal citizen. These aren't just nice ideas. These are promises, guarantees, written in stone. Okay, so if we're all living in this one big national house together, it means everyone has to follow some rules, yeah? Our Constitution isn't just a one-way street giving us rights, it also gives us responsibilities. It actually lays out the rules of the house, not just for our leaders, but for every single citizen. And for our leaders, wow, we have the Leadership Code. This is a very strict set of rules to make absolutely sure they are serving us, the people, with honor. It says they have to put the country first, not their own private interests, and they must not bring their high office into disrespect. It's how we hold them accountable. And for the rest of us, the preamble lists our basic social obligations. These are our duties to each other and to our country. Simple things, but so powerful. Respect others, protect our beautiful land, work hard, look after our families. Parents look after kids, and kids respect your parents. The Constitution is basically calling on all of us to be active builders of our nation. So, a good blueprint for a house needs to be strong, for sure. But it also has to be a bit flexible, right? As the family grows or times change, our Constitution is just like that. It's designed to be a solid foundation, but our founders also gave us a very, very careful way to change it when we need to. Now, changing our Constitution is not easy, and that is on purpose. Section 14 lays out this really strict process. A change has to be introduced in Parliament, and they debate it and vote, but then, and this is the really important part, there's a mandatory waiting period of at least 2 months. This gives the whole nation time to think about it, to talk about it, before they can take a final vote. And this whole difficult process is basically a giant safeguard. It makes sure that the very foundation of our country, our national blueprint, is never, ever changed in a hurry or without some serious thought. It protects the things that make us who we are, for us and for all the generations to come. Look, this is our story. This is our law. It belongs to all of us. If you believe in sharing this powerful knowledge with all our One Talks right across our beautiful nation, please take a moment to like this explainer, share it with your family and your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Let's make sure every Papua New Guinean understands the blueprint of our home. So, as we celebrate 50 years of this incredible document, we should all feel so proud. We have the blueprint for a truly great nation. I guess the question for all of us now is, after 50 years, what is the next chapter that we are going to write together? Thank you so much for joining me, and a very, very happy 50th Independence Day to you all.